is it enough? When does the next swipe of the card bring lasting satisfaction? When do the emails stop with notifications of something you can't live without to then fall short? When does the noise stop and the world slow? Does consumerism truly fulfill? Does the desire even go away? Does keeping up with the Joneses finally bring me peace? I'd like to submit to you, no, it never does. I'd like to submit to myself that it never will. I'm on a journey to find contentment, and although I don't have all the answers, I do know the one who does. Hello and welcome back to the Kelly Collective. And if you could do me the biggest favor, if you would stop and subscribe to my channel, that would make me so happy. It's been so cool to see how many people have enjoyed my last video, and so I would love it if you would be a part of this journey of my no spend. And so that would be amazing. Thank you. Moving on, I was going to share about how I'm preparing mentally and physically for this upcoming year. I've thought a lot the past couple weeks about how I feel this is going to go, how it's going to affect me and as a person, and I think it's going to be hard. Really, long story short, I'm just like, wow, I am going to have to be comfortable in a place that I've never been comfortable before. And what I mean by my intro, it says, I know the one who does. I'm going to have to lean a lot into my faith to do a challenge like this. And so it made me think of Galatians 5:22, and I was going to share that with you really quick. And it says, but the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, self-control. Against such thing there is no law, and those who belong to Jesus Christ have crucified the flesh with its passions and desires. If we live by the Spirit, let us also keep in step with the Spirit. Let us not become conceited, provoking one another, envying one another. So as a believer in Jesus Yeshua, I heard on this sermon, well, it wasn't a sermon, it was just a conversation that two believers were having together, that as believers, if we are not producing the fruits of the Spirit, then we should have a gauge for ourselves every day, are we producing anything? And if we aren't, and it made me laugh because they were like, they said there should be a fruit of the Spirit gauge, and if you're not ranking close to the top, then you shouldn't be able to post on Facebook. And I agree. So it just kind of made me laugh. But one of the fruits of the Spirit is self-control. And it's probably the one that I feel the least that I have. And so I'm going to lean into that. I'm going to lean into my faith and into the Father to help me have that self-control through this year, even though it's going to be hard. I just wanted to throw that in there in the beginning because it is very important to me. And obviously through this process, I'll be reading my Bible. I'm following a year plan through seeking scripture. And that's also a huge goal of mine. And I'll link her website down in the description box because her notes and her guidance is just so good. And it's called seekingscripture.com, and she has a full 1-year plan. So me and my husband are really devoting ourselves to not only not spending this year, but to refocusing our attentions towards what's important to us. So reading my Bible and prayer. That will be one of my mentally preparing. So physically preparing, I will be and am unsubscribing from all the promotional emails. I feel like that's self-explanatory. When you click open your email,
it's 30% off, 50% off, and that's a hit of dopamine when you're like, hey, I'm not gonna pay full price for something. But at the end of the day,
they still hook, lined, and sunk you with their promotional deals, and I'm a sucker for sales, so I will be unsubscribing. Another thing I will be doing, and I think this could go for mentally and physically, is I'm writing out my debt on a piece of paper and I'm posting it to my fridge so that every time I start to kind of veer off mentally, that I can be reminded daily, like, this is the load I have on my plate and this is why I'm doing this. I'm doing it for more reasons than that, but to kind of keep me back grounded to like, this is why you started. And so I guess if you wanted to, if you're doing this challenge beside me, you could just write out the reasons you started. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna write them all out, put them on the fridge, and that way I can look at them every day. My next thing I'm going to do is work out. And I've always loved fitness, but it has not been as much a priority to me over the last couple years. But I'm gonna put you in my world for the day. So part of it's kind of a funny thing. My sister owns a gym and a CrossFit gym. And part of my way that I like to come to the gym is I like to go to the coffee shop prior to going to the CrossFit gym, getting a sugar-free coffee, and taking it with me to CrossFit. And I started really thinking about that, and I'm like, why can't the fitness be enough? Like, it's almost like it was a habit, you know, that I just enjoy going to get this and then going to CrossFit. Like, I feel like I'm at a place though, and through this journey and for the new year, I'm going to have to be at a place where I'm like, the exercise itself is the satisfaction, not what I do before or how I spend money after on nutritional supplements or whatever it may be. Just moving my body in general should bring me enough fulfillment, and let that be the thing that I put my focus on as one of my, not only physically preparing, because I am moving my body, and but because of that, I am mentally staying in a right place. We all know that exercise has so many benefits. And so I'm hoping that as I'm struggling, because I'm just gonna be real with myself, it probably will be a struggle for a while at least, I can redirect my attention to things like feeling my body, moving my body. So I feel like that's where I'm going to be with that. Another thing that I would like to do is invest in new hobbies. So my whole a lot of my family are musically inclined. We love to sing and worship and all the things, but for some reason none of us ended up learning to play an instrument. And so I'm a homeschool mom. My son will start taking piano lessons online, and so I thought, why not me too? So I'm going to try to fill some of that space with learning something new, and it doesn't cost money. I'm already paying for it anyway for my son for his education, so I can just be a part of that. So learning to play the piano is going to be something that I really want to invest some time in, or I hope to invest some time in. And then obviously I want to focus my time also on just hobbies and things that don't cost money, or even just activities that don't cost money, like going to the park and taking a walk, or playing a board game with my kids, or reading lots of books. I have an ongoing book list of things I want to read this year, and I am currently in the middle of a book, and so it makes me excited to that reading really does make me look forward to this year, because I know when I strip back all the other things, it pushes me in the direction of things that I enjoy but I don't do all the time, because we've all been known to waste time, or at least I have, using it on things less fruitful. And so I'm hoping this year is just full of fruit, if you get what I'm saying. producing of self-control, and then fruit of just being able to pursue things that are meaningful. So yeah, that's how I'm doing right now. I want to hear what you have planned to prepare mentally and physically for your no spend. And I had a comment on my other video that said, that just sounds like normal spending, but that may be normal spending for you. We all have to reevaluate our lives and see what changes help us. And my no spend rules, or low spend, or whatever you want to call it, are made specifically for me. And so I hope that you reevaluate everything that you spend money on, and put it in the comments. I'd love to hear what you have planned. If you can give me any tips, if you've done a no spend before, I would appreciate it so much.